Welcome to CHELSGROWS. I'm Chelsea. If you're new here, I'm on a mission to grow as many food and flower crops as I can this year here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we'll actually be going out in the balcony garden and checking on all 21 of our crops that we've sowed over the last few weeks. I have all 21 crops listed here in my notepad. So we'll go around, we'll see what's germinated. And spoiler alert, 19 out of the 21 crops have germinated. I filmed a couple of videos where I showed you how I sowed these crops. I'll put them in the description and I'll link them up here. But basically, I saved free containers, fruit containers, takeout containers. I drilled holes in the top and the bottom, and I let them germinate on my south-facing balcony. Everything looks really good, so I'll show you. But I didn't need any grow lights. I didn't need any heat mats. So grab your tea, grab your notebook, and let's head out into the balcony garden. It is chilly and rainy today, so that's why I'm all bundled up. So I've categorized my list into leafy greens, brassicas, herbs, and flowers. And after I take my notes, I'll actually transfer this into my crop plan, which is just in a Google Sheet. And I'll actually attach a copy in the description, and it has all the crops that I'm using and all the seeds that I'm using linked. So I'll just throw that in the description. I got all my seeds from Epic Gardening and Botanical Interest, and I'm an affiliate with them. So if you purchase those seeds with the code CHELSGROWS, then you will get a discount. I wanted to mention that I'm also doing this and taking notes because I'll actually be gone for a week. I'm visiting family in Hawaii, and so that's where I'll be. But I wanted to let you guys know that I haven't watered these since I sowed them, and I don't plan on watering them today because they are just doing so well. I found my new favorite way of sowing seeds because I just haven't watered them. I sowed these on February 24th. That was 3 weeks ago. Haven't watered them, and I won't need to water them while I'm gone because everything is still moist and amazing. And I think it's because of the seed starting mix that I make, which I filmed a video. You guys can watch it it'll be in the description, it'll be up here. But I think it's because of the seed starting mix that I make. I just watered them really well. So that's the cool thing about sowing like this is in my opinion, you just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. We have their Swiss chards first. So this is the Swiss chard celebration and the Swiss chard ruby red, and I just split the container in half. This germination is really good. There is a bit spotty germination, as you can see here. I don't know what that means. That could mean that it's just too wet there, so the seeds are actually potentially rotting, which I'm not worried about because we have a lot of germination up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have about 20 Swiss chard celebration seeds, and I'm just gonna say 30. I've counted seedlings a lot. I used to do that in my job. So this is 20, I'm saying this is 30, and I'm putting that in the notes. 30, 20. Then we have these Butterhead Australe lettuce seeds. They're doing so good. I'm gonna say that this is about 50 Butterhead lettuce seeds. And I know what you guys might be thinking. You guys will be like, a lot of people have asked me, how am I going to plant these out? I'm gonna figure that out when I get back for my trip. I'll either plant them out in clumps or I'll separate them into their own cells. But again, I'm gonna worry about that later. This is the Butter Crunch lettuce, another amazing germination rate. I think the germination is thanks to the seeds, the moisture that these containers are holding, the seed starting mix that I make, the seeds from Epic Gardening and Botanical Interest, and just letting nature do its thing. I think doing this has taught me that relying on grow lights and heat mats, you literally don't need to do that, you guys. Look at this germination. You don't need heat mats. You don't need grow lights to germinate seeds. Okay. I'm just eyeballing this. I'm gonna say that's I'm gonna say that's 30. So that's 30. Paris Island Cos. This I germinated only a couple of weeks ago. Well, actually no, just a week ago, and it's already germinated really well. I'm gonna say that's about 25 seeds that have come out. 20. We'll say 20. Again, these are just rough notes. When I come back, I can always just take better notes. I just literally am leaving tomorrow, so I kind of have to do this quick. All right, so that was our leafy greens, and it seems like everything's doing really well. Very healthy, very happy. So now we're on to the brassicas. For the Napa cabbage and the broccoli has had 100% germination rate. I planted 5 seeds, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, 6. I must have planted 6 seeds, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seeds have come up. So that's 100% germination rate. And the broccoli burgundy from Botanical Interest, only like 10 seeds come in the packet. So I was a bit reluctant, but I mean, 100% of them came up. So that's amazing. And then the Napa cabbage seeds as well. I only sowed not that many. I think I only sowed 10 or 15, and that's exactly how many came up. And this germinated in about a week. So that was so quick. So I'm very happy with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually, that was 20. That was 20 Napa cabbage seeds and 6 burgundy broccoli seeds. Then we have the tender mustard spinach seeds. Again, I would say like 100% germination rate. This is crazy. Oh, and I know you guys are probably wondering, because I sowed these with the lids on, you guys are probably thinking, do I take the lids off? When do I take the lids off, basically? Once seeds have germinated, I take the lids off, because if you leave the lids on, what will happen is this thing called dampening off with the seedlings, and they'll literally rot and die. So once the seeds germinate, take the lids off, let them breathe, and let them dry out, because as you can see, the media holding on to water really well, which is good, but we do want it to dry out. We don't want the roots to rot. So that's why I'm letting all the plants breathe. You don't need covers on them once they germinate, just letting you know. Wait, I didn't even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I'm gonna say that's 30 seeds. Dazzling blue kale. This kale is amazing. Some of them are a bit leggy, as you can see, but I mean, I couldn't have asked for better germination rate. I would say this is almost 100% germination rate. In terms of how many seedlings, I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so I'm just going to say that's 35, and then this is also 35. Again, rough estimates. We can't sit here all day counting seedlings. We can, but like, rough estimates are fine. So I'm going to say 35 of each. The fact that I haven't had to water this in a month is amazing. And the cool thing about these clear containers is you can see the roots. You can see the roots forming at the bottom, which is really cool. I would say 35 to 40 kale seeds of each, the Dazzling Blue and the Dino, which is amazing. Now we're on to herbs. This is the Tokyo Long White Scallions. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I sowed these, I was like, I think this would be like the perfect scallion container, and I feel like I'm right. When they germinate from the seed, they're kind of in half, and then they like bounce to like their full height or whatever, but they're so cute. Again, we're not going to just sit here counting seeds. I'm going to say about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to say about 30 of those seeds popped up. I think next time I do this, should I count how many seeds I'm even planting? Because that would give me a proper germination rate, but I'm just like whatever, you know. This is the White Lisbon Scallions, and they have, again, really good germination rate. And I would say the same, about 30 seeds popped up. My mission of growing as many food and flower crops as I can is seems like we're getting there, you know what I mean? Next is borage, and they are popping up beautifully. I can't wait to plant that out. I can see some dill seeds getting their radicals, which is like their little tail. No like proper germination yet on the dill, but I'm not surprised. Oh, I literally see a little radical right there. I'm not worried about it, basically. If things haven't popped up yet, they will eventually. I have like no doubt about it now. Now that I'm seeing how well everything's germinating, I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna let it do its thing. But the borage, she's cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm gonna like move some dirt, but as you can see, there's tons coming up under the seed starting mix. So we'll say 20. Say 20 for the borage, and then dill we'll say popping up. The chives are doing really well. I would say, that's literally like so many seeds. I'm gonna say probably 40 chive seeds. But with chives and scallions, I think I'm gonna plant these out in clump, so I don't have to worry about like separating them. They like, a lot of herbs like being planted out in clumps. 40. Parsley and cilantro. Here's the cilantro. So the cilantro, threw a tons of cilantro seeds in here, and I admitted like I haven't figured out growing cilantro yet. Like my germination rate for cilantro hasn't been great, and now I think I've figured out the strategy to germinate tons of cilantro. It doesn't look like much is popping up, but if you move the seed mix, you'll see dozens of seeds that are cracking out of that really hard shell. I'm so excited. And cilantro you can plant out in clumps. So that's kind of the rule, I feel like. Herbs you can plant out in clumps. Except like maybe rosemary. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna say 15 have germinated. Yeah. This is exciting, guys. Sowing the seeds in this is my first year doing it, and I don't see myself stopping. This is just like such an easy way to sow seeds. I have seen people do it like this, but I haven't seen people do it like at this scale where they're literally sowing hundreds of seeds. I'll add all this up at the end, but like the amount of seeds that have germinated will be in the hundreds, which is insane. So parsley has not popped up for me yet, but I'm not surprised. The seeds can take up to a month to germinate, and it hasn't been a month yet. I am impatient, so if you are impatient, you can kind of dig around and find some seeds. And this is so small, but I see a little radical coming out of one of the parsley seeds. So they are popping up. They just take a while to germinate. So I'm just gonna say popping up. I bet when I come back for my trip, they'll be totally fine. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not gonna water anything. I'm gonna just leave everything on the balcony and let it do its thing, because so far that's been working. Now we're on to the flowers. So snapdragons. I haven't grown snapdragons from seed, and if you remember me sowing these seeds, I was saying like how tiny little they are. Well, their freaking seedlings are even like tinier. They are so small, but there's so many that germinated. I sowed way too many seeds. Like there's probably 50, I would say 50 snapdragons that have popped up, which is crazy. And then these are the black-eyed Susans. These were old seeds, so I didn't know if they germinate. They did. And I would say 50 seeds have germinated of each, which is amazing. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. 50, calendula and the Clarkia ammoina. So the Clarkia ammoina is farewell to spring. That is a native annual flower that I saved from my old job. I brought a plant home, it went to seed. I saved the seeds, didn't know if they'd germinate, and they germinated. So I know how to save seeds. Well, I know how to save these seeds. So how many germinated here? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15. We'll say 30 Clarkia ammoina seeds, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 30 calendula seeds. Wow, I'm like so happy. This is the most seeds I've started with the least effort. This is like, I don't know. I'm just really pleased that this literally hasn't taken me any watering and no effort. These have all just done their own thing. I'm really happy. That's really it. That really didn't take long at all, which I'm really happy about. And I want to show you guys how rainy and misty it is. So it's not too bad, but it's definitely a spring day here in the Pacific Northwest. Very misty and rainy, but it's nice. I really like it. Now let's go back inside, add up these numbers, and put this into our crop plan. Okay, we're at my desk and I just have my laptop here. Put all these germinated seed notes into my Google Sheet with my crop plan. I'll quickly show it to you guys. But like I said, I'll link a copy of it in the description so you guys know exactly the seeds that I bought and that have germinated. So you can just buy the seeds from this Google Sheet. I feel like that's probably the easiest way. I put these all in order, so it's really easy for me to just go down the line and then put these numbers in. I guess I could have just taken my laptop out there and put these numbers in, but I don't know. I like writing stuff down. It makes me feel like I'm doing something important. Me being like, okay, I'm gonna check on my 21 crops I sowed. That sounds like a lot, right? But that took me 10 minutes to just check on it and write all this information down. And if I wasn't talking to camera, it would have taken me 5 minutes. So I know, like, saying 21 crops, like, I feel like if I sowed 21 crops indoors in individual cells with my grow lights and heating mats, like, I just feel like it gets so chaotic indoors. I don't know, that's just me. Okay, easy. So now I'm gonna add all this up. So all I did was I did the sum. You guys won't be able to see this probably. So I put I just put like germination notes, 31726, and then to get the total of how many, I just did equal sum and then colon C2 to C50. And then it says that my numbers, according to my notes, 571 seeds have germinated out of those 21 crops, which is amazing. Imagine if literally all 571 of those plants become full life adult plants. Obviously, we'll lose some in the process. That's just the reality of gardening and of growing a lot of plants is hooray. This is so cool that 571 seeds have germinated. Around roughly 571 seeds have germinated. Because remember, I wasn't like actually sitting there counting like 1, 2, 3, 4. You could do that if you have the time and the resources. What I do is I kind of like count a chunk of the seeds I've germinated of like 10 of them, and then I'll see the rest of the tray, and whatever looks like 10, I'll just multiply that. If that, I don't know. I don't even know if that made sense. 571 seeds. Again, like I said, I will not be watering those. I actually want those containers to dry out because I would rather them dry out and then me come back and them kind of like desperately need water rather than me watering them now and then them getting too much water and them rotting while I'm gone. I've learned in working in a plant nursery and being like a houseplant mom, I have a lot of houseplants around, and having my balcony garden, I personally think underwatering is better than overwatering. Some people might not agree with me, but I think watering fully and like they call it like watering deeply one time and less often is better than watering shallow and more often, if that makes sense. Because if you're watering, you kind of have to think of it as like, if you're watering something often, but you're not watering it like fully, those roots are going to be staying at the top. And what you want is the roots to be kind of digging and trying to find water, because that's what makes strong root systems. And that's what you want in plants and seedlings, is really strong root systems. So I hope that makes sense. If you have questions about that, let me know in the comments. Would be more than happy to do a video about watering, because that is like, I think that's the number one thing people don't know how to do, which makes sense. I was like professionally trained in a plant nursery on how to do it. It's all about context too. It's like raining, and technically my balcony doesn't get rain. It can get rain. Those seedlings can get rain if the wind pushes the rain onto the balcony. But anyway, I digress. I will leave a copy of my crop plan for this year in the description. And like I said, all the seeds I use, I've linked. So I just clicked on the Celebration Swiss chard seeds. Definitely get some seeds. Use my code CHELSGROWS. You'll save money on the seeds. I personally think that Botanical Interest and Epic Gardening seeds are the best seeds I've ever used. I think the germination rate kind of speaks for itself. Yes, the germination rate is kind of on the gardener or like the grower to cultivate, because I made my own seed starting mix. Remember, I did a whole video on it. So that's a reason why they germinated so well. Another reason is because they got the amount of light on my south-facing balcony. They got the amount of warmth and condensation from when we first sowed them, and then we put the lid on. It was like its own little greenhouse. Once they germinated, I took the lid off, and that's when they became, that's why they're becoming such strong, healthy plants, is because they're getting the oxygen they need. They're already like hardened off. You hear a lot of gardeners talk about hardening off. I won't have to do that with these seedlings because they've been outside their whole life. Hardening off is when you start seeds indoors. Yeah, when you start seeds indoors, and then you kind of have to acclimate them to be outdoors. We don't have to do that with these. We don't have to do much with these, which is why I freaking love this. This is like the CHELSGROWS way of sowing seeds. You can sow 21 crops in your small little balcony garden. You can sow hundreds of seeds, 570 plus seeds will germinate, and you'll still have more room to sow seeds. I'm actually gonna probably sow seeds, more seeds before I leave, because this is just going so well. If you've learned anything from this video or like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel CHELSGROWS. If you are interested in the seeds I use, the copy of the crop plan will be in the description. Use code CHELSGROWS at Epic Gardening and Botanical Interest to get a little discount on your seeds. Let me know what you're growing. I'm so excited for this growing season. I'm excited to go see my family and everything, but I'm really excited to come back, kind of figure out my balcony garden, and then I will also keep you guys posted on where I'll be growing this year, because there's I got a lot of things, okay? I'm excited. Everything's going so well. This is gonna be the best growing season we've ever had. I love you, mean it. I'll see you soon. Bye.